Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Menachem Creditor, and it's my honor to serve as Rabbi and Scholar in Residence for UJ Federation of New York. And every morning during the week we come to you at 9 o'clock to wish each other good morning, to share a little bit of blessing, a little bit of song, a little bit of Torah, and certainly a sense of community. These days, one of the biggest gifts we can give each other is each other. And so as a convening space on this Facebook page, we have been making sure to be present with our whole community. And that includes a whole lot of sweet souls who comment wishing each other well. And so even at this moment, as we just begin, I'd love to invite you in the comments section to wish each other a good morning, maybe even a good Shabbos. Today is Friday, so I'm wearing a white shirt. It's part of the way that we are marking time, these small decisions that we make that are expectable. So far, Susan and Kim, you are the first brave souls, and Stacy saying hello to everyone. Penny, it's good to see you. Barry, welcome back. David, oh, this is so nice. It's good to see everyone here. Please make sure that with every keystroke, you're putting your whole soul into wishing a Shabbat Shalom and a good morning to everyone. At 2 o'clock today, right here, we're going to be going live for a special Erev Shabbat with area rabbis, community rabbis, and cantors, and it brings the whole New York Jewish community together. And it's been very meaningful for me to be a part of that too. So let's begin with a blessing for learning. It's 9:03, and there are 72 of us on this space together, 73. So we can all sing. Imagine the harmony that would be. Here we go. Everybody, I have to say, the content that we provide, that we share, the learning, on the one hand, it is precious and it is beautiful, but look at all the sweet people who are commenting on this video right now. Who needs more Torah than that? Who needs more Torah than seeing, just say, Tammy and Stanley and Dina and Adrian and Linda? I mean, we're just showing up. Isn't that a great feeling? I wanted to focus just for a moment on Shabbat, because we're in the middle of these big days. Pesach was just a week ago, even though it feels like, oh my God, long time ago. Yom HaShoah was this past week, and coming up in this week will be Yom HaZikaron and Yom HaAtzmaut. And just as I'm saying that, Ellen, my old friend from Sharon, Massachusetts, so good to see you here. There is something really, really powerful about these days that we find ourselves in. Some would call them the new high holidays. That's a conversation that a lot of us have been having in our learning at UJA. Is it the new notion of a high holidays that unites the global Jewish people, that doesn't devalue Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, but it does mean that Yom HaShoah brings us together, obviously in very deep sadness. Yom HaZikaron, Israel's Memorial Day, is for those who have fallen on behalf of the creation and the defense of the state. And what would it be? What would our world be? What would a Jewish identity be without this? Moving from that into Yom HaAtzmaut, Israel's Independence Day, even though they're going to be observed in Israel this year under lockdown, so people are not going to have the truly explosive joy coming out of this really, really deep, reflective moment. But as a Jewish people, these are days that hold all of us united. What I want to suggest is that we have high holidays every week. Every Shabbat is the highest of holidays. There's something really essential about Shabbat. And one of the things that makes it so deep and precious, I think today, certainly for me, and I imagine perhaps for you, there is something really important about something expectable. I know Shabbos is coming. One of the ways we mark it is we light candles. I wear a white shirt. I'm sure you have your own rituals that you do. And in these days where days begin to blend in one to the other, how precious, how big a gift is it to know that Shabbos is coming. It's a day that you don't schedule, that I don't schedule. And even though time is kind of timeless right now, if you watch Doctor Who, the phrase is timey-wimey. It sort of folds in on itself. There's something really beautiful about Shabbat. It's really important to see in the Torah as well that even for God, Shabbat was a welcome relief. In the Torah it says, Vayinafash, even God re-souled. God strengthened God's own soul. And I can't pretend to know what that means, but on my own human level, my own private life, boy do I understand that. So I wanted to share a very quick reflection from Rabbi Gunther Plaut, who was one of the leading Reform rabbis, perhaps of all time, but certainly in his day. This is what he says about Shabbat. I therefore view Shabbat as potentially an enormous relief from and a protest against these basic causes of unrest. Once a week, it provides us with an opportunity to address ourselves to the who-ness rather than the what-ness of life, to persons rather than things, to creation and our part in it, to society and its needs, to ourselves as individuals and yet as social beings. Listen to what he says right here. It's so beautiful. I rarely find a better place for such redirection than a religious service, whose major function ought to be not just the repetition of well-worn formula, but the celebration of human goals, setting them within the context of creation. If nothing happens to us during this or any Shabbat experience except an enlarging of our vision, we will have gained a new perspective of life's meanings and will have diminished our sense of unrest. That will be Shabbat rest in the sense required by our time. I share this with you because Shabbat can feel like a continuation of undefined time. It can. It really, really can, especially right now. And boy, do I ache for what Rabbi Plaut points to. A religious service. No matter what your belief, your theology, your relationship with God, you believe, you don't, wouldn't it be nice to sit together? Wouldn't it be so nice? So in some ways, that's what we're doing right now. But tonight and tomorrow, we have a chance not to rest as if we've been running around because we can't, but to rest our souls, to take a break from the unrest of the world. The big gift I wish for you and that I wish for me is precisely what Rabbi Plaut is pointing to. Just breathing in the meaning of our place in the world, to re-envision society as it ought to be. Rabbi Abram Joshua Heschel called Shabbat an armistice with technology. We need that more now than ever. So what I'm going to try to do is really stop looking at any screens, just for a little bit. Now, of course, some of us are experimenting even on Shabbat when we typically wouldn't, so that we can be united as a community. Shuls that would never use technology on Shabbat are using it so that we can have each other, we can have community. I consider that life affirming. I consider that the observance of Shabbat, not the relaxing from it. In order for us to connect to each other, the use of technology needs to be very mindful. in order for us to replenish, re-soul ourselves. What an incredible reminder Shabbat is going to be. We're told on Shabbat that we have an extra soul, a neshama yetera. So let's see if we can discover it again this Shabbat. Tonight, just light a candle, light 2 candles. If you're with someone, stand with them. If you're home alone, call someone else so you can share that moment. We are all together. Shabbat, we light candles that unite the entire world with light. May we be blessed, may you be blessed to bring in tonight, not with fanfare, not with some fancy meal, even though of course that's so sweet when we can do that. Let's bring in Shabbat and just stand by the candles and breathe in a moment of rest, to rest our weary souls, and to find just a little bit more joy in these 25 hours that begin tonight. We need it. And the big gift is we have it. We have it every week. It's the highest of our holy days. So I'm really, really glad that we get to go into Shabbat together. I'm really glad we get to start these days together. I cannot tell you how purposeful it feels for me. I've spoken with some friends about mornings, and feeling energized to wake up in the morning is not simple these days. And so I'm looking at Haley and Mindy and Stephanie and Melanie and Anat on my feed right now, and Annette. It is so holy to be together. Nothing less than holiness. So, in this last moment when I sing us out, I would love to invite you to wish each other a Shabbat Shalom. Really. If you haven't already chimed in, remember you are part of this incredible family. UJ Federation of New York is proud to be a convening of our hearts and our souls and our intentions. May you feel more joy tonight. May you feel rest tonight. And we'll be strong. We'll see each other hopefully today at 2 o'clock for our special New York-wide community Erev Shabbat. And then on Monday, 9 o'clock in the morning, we'll come back together. So, wherever you are, sing a little bit. This is a melody that my father-in-law, Rabbi Shlomo Carlebach, wrote for Shabbat. And I'll just do the first part. Wherever you are, sing along. Mizmor, mizmor, shir, shir leyom ha-Shabbat. 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 I'm going to play one more time. Wherever you are, it's your turn to sing. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Cannot wait to see you soon.